In this episode, we see a nearly dead Big Daddy Russell being rushed back to his mansion. Bertha is in disbelief and quickly instructs everyone to lay him on the dining room table and to call the family doctor. The Van Ryans' butler, Bannister, informs Bertha that they have a doctor in their home, but proceeds to mention he's black. Bertha quickly yells, "What do I care?" Bannister quickly runs across the street, interrupts Dr. Kirkland's conversation with Peggy, and informs him Mr. Russell has been shot. Dr. Kirkland grabs his bag of tools and quickly begins the process of removing the bullet from George's body. Marion jumps into action to assist him. Dr. Kirkland successfully removes the bullet and informs Bertha Mr. Russell will be fine and needs to rest. She thanks him. As their family doctor arrives late and begins to question Dr. Kirkland's credentials while complimenting his work. Next we see Marion try to comfort Larry, but he's still heartbroken over her breaking off their engagement. They both decide this isn't the time to discuss this, and Marion goes home for the evening. Dr. Kirkland finally gets a chance to converse with Peggy to gain clarity about her past. Peggy, in tears, tells him the truth and expresses she meant to share her past with him, but she was mustering up the courage to do so. He hands her a handkerchief and tells her he needs some time to think. He leaves and tells her goodbye. Peggy is left crying at the bottom of her staircase. Her mother returns and reassures her of her worth and comforts her. "I feel so bad for Peggy. I hope the colorist heifer, Mrs. Kirkland, gets what's coming to her." We catch up with George and Bertha, and he appears to be recovering quite well. "Thank God my husband has survived." He and Bertha chat, and he mentions her taking on the responsibility of planning the annual ball. She says she's not worried about that now, but he tells her it's fine for her to discuss it. She begins to explain the huge undertaking that it is, but he reassures her that everything will be fine and that she's on top of high society and is the mother of a duchess. She corrects him and says, "We are the parents of a duchess." "No girl, you heard him. He said you. That's singular. I think George has divorce on his mind." She asks if he can attend so they can show a united front. "Oh, Bertha, you're not reading the room." Gladys arrives happily with the Duke and is privately informed about what happened to her father. Next, we see Mama Scott getting fitted for her gown for the Black Elite's ball. The colorist heifer enters the room and begins to throw shade. Mama Scott finally reads her for filth and tells her if her son chooses to move on from Peggy, that's his loss, and they will be attending the ball as a family. "Yes, Mama Scott." Bertha and George invite Dr. Kirkland to return to their home so George, now conscious, can properly thank him and financially compensate him for saving his life. He hands Dr. Kirkland an envelope, and by the look on Dr. Kirkland's face, there were a lot of zeros on that check. I wonder what Mr. Russell paid him. I hope he saves and invests his reward and goes to live happily ever after with Peggy. We now see both members of white and black society arriving at their respective balls. Bertha appears to be delighted that guests are arriving and her daughter Gladys seems to be happy in her arranged marriage. However, the ball was made the event of the season when Mrs. Astor arrived unexpectedly. Bertha is all smiles and has no doubt in her mind that the night is already a success. Despite him healing from being shot, George makes an appearance and puts on a united front with Bertha. Mrs. Russell is very happy, but I feel a little surprise is coming around the corner for her. George is too calm. At the ball of the Black Elite, we see everyone show up in their finest gowns and tuxedos. The Scotts enter the room, and Peggy begins to dance with a handsome gentleman. Dr. Kirkland enters the room, locates Peggy, politely cuts in between her dancing with the other gentleman, gets down on one knee, and proceeds to propose to her. Peggy, looking so beautiful in her gown, is stunned. This scene felt like something out of a fairy tale. I really hope she says yes. His colorist mother looks so upset in this moment and I was here for it. The next morning, we see George packing his bags to Bertha's surprise. He informs her he's on his way back to New York. Interestingly, he was just going to leave without saying anything. Bertha, honey, this is not good. They get into an argument about Bertha's actions throughout the season. George cuts to the point and tells Bertha he needs space and alludes to the fact that he's strongly considering divorcing her. He leaves the room as Bertha calls out to him. Suddenly Gladys enters the room and shares the news that she's pregnant. Bertha puts on a smile and hugs her daughter and tells her she's happy for her. Afterwards, she quickly runs to the window with a look of distress on her face as she watches her love go his own way in his carriage. The episode fades to black. This was an awesome season finale. They really brought the drama this season and I'm here for it. This show is always good, but I think they really perfected their formula this season. I'm so happy it's been renewed for season 4, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this show continues to evolve. Will Peggy get engaged to Dr. Kirkland? Will the Russells actually get divorced? Will Larry and Marion reconcile and move forward with their engagement? I guess we all must wait and see what happens in season 4. Overall, I rate this episode and entire season an A+. If you like this review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.